baby, I'm swerving from left to right. Left to right. You remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take 2 more shots, you know I'm swerving from left to right. All night. Would you call me old-fashioned if I catch you in the rain in Manhattan? Oh, I can't wait until my lips are on yours. I can't help the way that I'm feeling. The way you look tonight is so appealing. Hold up, I need to pace myself. You're the bullet to my heart, I swear. I swear. Only took one shot. Only took one shot. The only thing I'll promise is I'll give you all I've got. Oh, you remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take a sip of you, baby, I'm swerving from left to right. Left to right. You remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take 2 more shots, you know I'm swerving from left to right.
Yeah, look, alright. Now pretty bourbon brown eyes, can I grab you off the shelf? You sweet but you strong, I gotta have you to myself. I'm trying to let you know that you're the only drink I'm trying to pour. Girl, it's Dunton, aka the slurring bourbon connoisseur. And look, I had a couple, so you know I'm telling the truth. I don't settle for Kettle One, I don't settle for Goose. First we had a couple rounds just to see how it go. Now it's time to tap that barrel, girl, let's see how it flow. You got that caramel dripping, now I'm sipping. They can't take you straight, but baby, I'm built different. It feels different. Listen, you keep getting Dunton loose. You far from the jungle juice, but you keep it 100 proof. I don't need no Coca-Cola or no Sprite for you. And yeah, you good on the rocks, might put that ice on you. You got that Jameson, that Johnny, or that Jack, and you can miss me. I need bourbon in my life, cause baby, you my favorite whiskey. Come on.
I don't want you holding back. Tell me everything, and I do mean everything, everything. It's time for last call. You know that this liquor been flowing faster than free fall. If we keep going, I might not be able to recall. My favorite bourbon. Take a sip of you, baby, I'm swerving from left to right. Left to right. You remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take 2 more shots, you know I'm swerving from left to right. Oh, let the band play on, and they be playing our song.
Girl, it's Dunton, aka the slurring bourbon connoisseur. And look.
Hey y'all, what's mackin'? How you crack-a-lackin'? How you crack-a-lackin'? What's mackin'? Happy Thursday, and thank you for the hype train. Thank you for all the resubs. Miss Yvonne, Unk, Natty. Hey, Lakita, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. Locke, you ain't resub? What? What, Mark? Who? What's up, bro? Man, I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays like the old folks say. But good to see you. Hey, Eb, what's happening? What's going on, y'all? It's Thursday. And we are here. We are right here. Hey, Lioness Nala, how you doing today? I so appreciate y'all being here. Again, y'all contribute to my mental health exponentially. Okay? I can say that big word now before I start drinking. Anyway, but thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And Locke said it ain't hot in here, but I'm already feeling like I need a fan with Marfalufa. Anyway, here we go. But how y'all doing today? What's going on? What y'all got happening this weekend? I am Lisa the X, aka Brown Whiskey Woman, live from Lock and Key Media Studios here in the ATL Stouty. And y'all know I always start off, wow, Natty, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All bits and subs for the month of October go to Beats for a Cure. So you all are contributing to the cause. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Beats for a Cure appreciates it. D-Man, my DJ, appreciates it. And everybody that is affected by cancer, breast cancer specifically, appreciates it as well. So thank you all. Thank you so much. I do have an exclamation point donate. That is my command for you to donate directly. So again, I am going to reiterate this. I don't want to come in dead last, okay, with the donation. So please donate. But across the board, it's a lot of DJs that are running this. We're all in this together. It's a collective effort. So please donate wherever you can, wherever you feel moved, and it doesn't matter how much. So I'm going to start off with that. So yeah. Hey, J Jingle 912. Hey, K-Lock and Lisa. How you doing? I feel like I know you, or I should know you, right? Thank you for the bits. Hey, Blue Majesty. Thank you for the bits, Mark. So yeah, we're here. And Beats for a Cure kicked off officially October the 1st. And we are doing this all month long, culminating in a live event on November 2nd. Locke is going to be the picture main. I will be present and accounted for. A lot of our favorite Twitch DJs. Eb is going to be there. I know that she's on the lineup. LV, Classics. I can't even remember everybody. Selecta. But it's going to be a bunch of great DJs there. So make sure that... Oh, that's your birthday? That's your birthday, Mark? Mark, I hope you're going to be there. I hope I get a chance to see you. Kelly... Kelly Vision, Rail, Champ DJ, Champ Lifestyles. Let me get the whole name right. Diva 929. It's a great lineup. So you all, please, if you are in the area, the tickets are only $25 for the live event. He's going to have food trucks out there, merch, vendors. It's going to be great. So make sure that you support. Okay. So you coming early, having a party. We can, Mark, what you going to have to drink? I know you're going to have some good stuff because you got some good stuff. Okay. Oh, oh my gosh. We have been around each other far too long. We both said at the same time. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Oh, wow. And November 2nd is your birthday also? Wow. Happy early birthday.
Lisa, we do share a brain.
Man, I cannot believe that. We both like, Em said, we drinking. We will be. Hey, Auntie Diddy, how you doing? We will be. We will be drinking very shortly. Okay, just hold tight. Hold tight. We gonna do this. So again, Beats for a Cure, and I am doing something special to incentivize you all, okay? Besides drinking, all right? My stream is on the 30th of October. I come on late night, 11 to 1. So it'll be combination Halloween celebration. We'll have some Halloween drinks, and then a little brown frisky woman, perhaps, will be, intertwined in all of that. So yeah, all of that's going to be going on. So I'm going to put that out there. But, last week, let me talk about what we did last week so I can get into this, right? Last week, we talked about RTS, which is ready to serve. That's what it stands for. So these were drinks that are already made up that you can just pour up and serve. So we tried some really cool stuff. I had my first Halloween beverage, which was called a Witch's Brew. And it was an infusion kit. So it was dried fruit. We poured red wine in there, made it delicious, and it was pretty doggone good. We had peach cider as one of our mixers, which was really good. And by the way, to my local Atlanta people, I was able to go to my little mom and pop store, and I got 12 bottles of peach cider. Okay, so I'm super excited, and I'm going to go back and get some more. And we smoked a lemonade. And Locke and I finally got it right. Mainly Locke. I really, honestly, I can't take any credit. It's just my smoker, that's all. But he lit it up.
You can take credit because it was on your stream.
Okay, it was on my okay, so I'll take credit for that. It was on my stream. It happened on my stream. It was my smoker, but he is the person that figured out how to really get it going, where the smoke was actually going down into the glass. So had a smoked lemonade. He gave it a 5 out of 5. I added some whiskey to it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Smoked cocktails are absolutely delicious. So go ahead and spend $15, $20 on a little smoker. I bought mine on Amazon. The brand was called Tree, Tree, Tree. So you can check it out. So it was great. So yes. And my Beats for a Cure, my link is pinned at the top of the chat. So you can always click on that. So I appreciate you all very, very much. So that's what we did last week. So I told you that I am incentivizing for Beats for a Cure. So I went on the beatsforacure.org plug. I went on the site and I looked at the merch there. And they have all types of hoodies, shirts, all types of stuff. So this is especially for my Twitch family that donates. At the end of the month, I will put everybody who donates, Twitch fam only. This is Twitch fam only. I will put your name into a hat or a bucket or a glass, I don't know, whatever, a barrel. And I will pull a name out, and whoever's name I pull, you get to go to the site and choose whatever you would like. Okay? So that is the prize. And I will do that at the end of the month. So if you donate on my stream, and you're putting your name in there. Now, I can't give anything to anybody that comes up anonymous. I can't help you with that. But if you put your name on there and you give a donation, I don't care the amount of donation because it's going to be a random draw, you could possibly win a prize if you donate to Brown Whiskey Woman. So there were some awesome things on there. I was kind of torn. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted to order. And then just the more I thought about it, I was like, I need to give this as a prize to someone. So you all, if you donate under my name, Brown_Whiskey_Woman, my donation link, your name is automatically put into the hat for a prize at the end of the stream. So I appreciate that. And I got my little breast cancer awareness towel that I'm going to be using for spills and to stay neat for the stream for the rest of the month. And again, all bits and subs will go to the cause. Hey, Jordan Williams Gaming, how you doing? Hey, Mr. Go DJ, how you doing? Just before we came up, we were having a nice little laugh at that camel walk. We were doing a little stream prep, to entertain ourselves. So thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it very much. So, yeah. So tonight, what we going to be doing? So the name of the stream is Terms and Conditions. And I thought that it would be really cool. Hey, C Love. I thought it'd be really cool to talk about some drinking terms and then to read to you some conditions that I found to be very humorous that came out of some bars across the United States and other places. And while I am doing this, I want you all to think about your own terms and conditions because we all have them. They can be pertaining to drinking, to life, to love, to whatever. But that's going to be the question that we will be pondering a little bit later. What are your terms and conditions? I will be making 2 drinks today. One is my Halloween drink because it's October. I love Halloween. So I have a very special drink that I'm going to be making. And this one's really unusual. When I saw the recipe, I was like, ooh, I want to try this. I want to make this. Okay. It's a traditional drink, but the way that it's made is a little bit different. So we'll talk about that. And I'm making it with rum. I will be drinking whiskey. Don't get it twisted. I will be drinking some whiskey, but I'm making the Halloween drink with rum. The second drink is going to be made with kombucha and whiskey. And you remember last week I talked about different mixers, and kombucha was one of them. And so kombucha is basically fermented tea. and it's supposed to have a lot of health benefits, especially for your gut health. So I will be utilizing that. So let's get into these terms and conditions. Hey, Brown Eyes, how you doing? Let's get into these terms and conditions, and let's see what we're talking about. I got a lot of paper today. I'm just warning y'all, so y'all gonna hear me stacking paper and moving paper until I get to the drinking part. So anyway, so one of the things that I think comes up quite a bit is what is the difference between a mixologist and a bartender? And it's one of those things that's a little bit gray when people just use the term kind of like out there in the world, but there are real definitions for each. And I knew what the difference between the two were, but I decided to use the interwebs to my advantage and actually come up with a formalized definition. So this is it. This is what I found. So a mixologist creates new and signature cocktails, often focusing on blending ingredients in creative ways. They may also curate cocktails to match a restaurant's bar or ambiance. So they study the ingredients and the mixing techniques and the ratios. That's one big thing that they do. So it's a lot more kind of study and science and knowledge kind of involved with a mixologist. A bartender usually serves a variety of drinks based on the customer's requests. And usually they are not following a recipe in the traditional sense. Because, like when you make a cake, you have the recipe and you're looking at it and, that's how you're baking your cake. They have this memorized. So, of course, if a person comes in and they ask for a particular drink, they usually know what the drink is based on what the person is asking because they have a wealth of knowledge about it. So that's the difference between a bartender and a mixologist. The term is also used in an honorary sense to a bartender who has exceptional skill in creating cocktails. Because, of course, as a bartender, they're going to create things sometimes. I am not a bartender or a mixologist. However, I have done both things. So I don't know. And I say I'm not because I've not had any formal training in that area. And not all bartenders or mixologists do. But I have created drinks based on what I think something might taste like flavor profile wise. And I have served many a drinks. Ask the people at the reunion. I served a whole bunch of drinks. Hey, Double Spirit, how you doing?
At the reunion, you had a whole bunch of people effed up over here.
Yeah, that too. So yes, that is the official definition that the Googly gave me. All right. So also the Googly told me, I went to Indeed because I was curious about this. Y'all know I'll go down a rabbit hole in a minute. Indeed said that the average salary for a bartender is $47,000 a year. That includes the tips. And a mixologist makes $30,000. Now, I was standing on the corner perplexed and confuddled with that because I really thought that the mixologist was going to make more and the bartender was going to make less. But then when I thought about it, I was like, bartenders do put up with a lot of shit. They really do. And it's heavy customer service. I mean, not saying that a mixologist wouldn't, but if they're there serving drinks, dealing with drunk patrons, everything that goes with that, yeah, they probably need more money. Just gonna say that. Blue Majesty, what'd you say? Oh, they were second guessing their life choices. Hey, again, all I did was provide. It was up to them if they partaken, whatever. All of that. That was up to them. Know your limits, right? Know your limits. That definitely should be a term and condition. You should know your limits. So I thought that was interesting that, the difference in salary. But now you all know the difference between a mixologist and a bartender. But of course, they can be used interchangeably, but a mixologist is more about the creation, kind of the flair, you can say. Then also you have, bartenders that, like those bartenders that throw the bottles all up and stuff like they did in Cocktail, in that movie with Tom Cruise. I mean, that's fancy. I don't know what they call those people, those fancy bartenders. But anyway, you got those too. So another term, and this is somewhat of an older term, I guess, but people still use it. And go ahead and put your hand on the light switch, because the term is called three fingers. So, or less. So what that means is it's the amount of liquor that the bartender is pouring into a glass. So if they say they want 3 fingers of bourbon or 3 fingers of vodka, they are taking their 3 fingers around the glass and they are pouring up to that point. Now, of course, you can have 2 fingers. You can have 1 finger. Now, this is not a standardized measurement, right? Like we know that because everybody's fingers are different sizes. So, my 3 fingers, okay, that's like almost, that's a little bit more than half in this Collins glass or in this lowball glass. Somebody got bigger hands, bigger fingers. 3 fingers might be all the way up to the top. So it just all depends, right? So yes, it's around the glass, not in the glass. So if a person comes in and they say, let me get, 3 fingers worth of bourbon with a splash of water, basically that's their order to the bartender. That's how much liquor they want in a glass. Yeah, Ebony said like Shaq's fingers, exactly. That would be this whole glass. It might be this whole glass, right? And this is a highball. So anyway, but that's what it means. But you do hear people say it. So in an effort to kind of, give this some sort of standardization, they decided, and they being the people in the bartending world, decided that they were going to make each finger worth 1 ounce. So basically, if I wanted 3 fingers of bourbon, I'm saying I want 3 ounces of bourbon in my glass. Now we have a jigger, right? So this top part of the jigger is roughly about 1 ounce. This is a double.
That's fancy.
Yeah.
That's a fancy one.
This is a fancy one. Yes, I brought the fancy one because I knew I was going to use it as a prop today. So I brought this fancy one with the handle on it. I have all type of fancy stuff in my house. So I brought it over so you all could see.
I feel left out. You got all the good shit at home. What?
But you got all the good liquor at your house.
Well, there's that.
Because most of the liquor that Lot got in his house, I brought it over here, right?
Yeah.
So there is that, right? There is that. I just had a fancy equipment, So yes, and it has a fancy little bottle opener with it too that I'm gonna use later. But anyway,
keep your eyes on that one. That one may not go home.
All righty. Guess what you're getting for Christmas? And he don't even drink, right? But it's like, I present to you this jigger with a handle for your Christmas present.
With the hard R.
Yes. Very Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All of that, right? All of it. So yeah, so if you ever walk into a bar and you hear somebody saying 2 fingers, 1 finger, 3 fingers, they not talking about what you probably thinking they might be talking about. They talking about their beverage. Okay, just keep that in mind. Ebony says he's measuring his tea with the jigger. Right, exactly. Let me just put my little dry tea in here and pour it into my little teacup. That's exactly what he's doing.
How many ounces is in there?
1 ounce.
Start measuring other. You might start measuring other stuff with that one.
Yeah, other things. Now, anyway, he said that I did not. So it's the fingers horizontally around the glass, usually in a low ball.
Does it come with a scale?
Anyway, let me put this over to the side and let me carry on. So the term originated in the Old West, which last week I talked about the term a shot, And that is because in the Old West, you could trade a bullet for a shot of whiskey if you didn't have money. So that's the reason why it was called a shot. So that was a term that we talked about. So Mrs. Goldie just said, 4 fingers, please. Not the fingers. 4 of them, like 4 fingers. Let me see. That's the whole glass right there. There we go. For me, that's practically at the top. So a man's hands, definitely, I'm sure is, like I said, we might have to go to the tall glass. That's a lot of liquor. 3 ounces of liquor is a lot of liquor. Just saying. Especially if you just drink it straight, which I'm going to get into. So I talked about the shot. And how much is a shot? A shot is 1.25 to 1.5 ounces. That's how much they pour for a shot. So remember, I told you the jigger is roughly about 1 ounce. So 1.5, something like that. Usually a shot is like a free pour, though, where they don't measure. So what if somebody orders it neat? How much comes in a glass that is neat, and what does that mean? Neat and straight are essentially the same thing. It's 2 ounces of the spirit poured into a glass, usually a lowball or a Collins, served at room temperature in what they call a tumbler on the internet. So this type of glass has a lot of names. Lowball, Collins, old-fashioned, tumbler, all of those are the same thing for this type of glass. Basically, a shot glass. We could just say that, a shot glass. That's what it is. Hey, DJ Moni G, how you doing? So if you say you want your drink neat or straight, it's going to be just room temperature spirit with nothing else in it. That's what you're ordering when you say you want it neat. Neat or straight is the best way to taste something to decide if you like it. So if it's a new liquor that you're trying out and you want to know, how does this taste? Is this something that I'm going to enjoy? I would say either get a shot, which sometimes can be a little bit cheaper because remember, it's less liquor in a shot, or just get it neat. Either way, you decide. I would go with the shot if I was just trying to taste it. Now, of course, if you go and you do a flight is just going to be like a small tasting. It's usually going to be about 1 fingerful or 1 digit. And I say 1 digit, it's about the same. You can see where my finger is on that, not counting my fingernail, or that 1 finger. That's pretty much what they're going to give you in a tasting. It's just enough to taste. You're just trying to get the essence of it. So keep that in mind when you go to the bar and you're ordering. Now, another term that you hear a lot of times in the bar is up. And it's like, what does that mean when they say, okay, I would like my drink up? And this is usually a more seasoned drinker that's ordering this. So this is your straight spirit. Remember, that's 2 ounces. Stirred with ice in a chilled glass. So they have glasses that they keep in the chiller for this purpose. If it's a cocktail, then it's going to be shaken or stirred with ice in a chilled glass. That's what they mean when they say up. So again, if you go into the bar and you're hearing these terms and you're like, what does that mean? Now you know. You can just go back and watch this episode, right? So on the rocks, I think everybody kind of knows the rocks are ice, right? So that's usually 2 ounces of liquor over ice. In a cocktail, it's going to be over ice, usually shaken or stirred. Because almost every cocktail is going to be shaken and stirred because you're trying to blend those ingredients. And I did talk about last week about the difference between a cocktail and a mixed drink. So we sort of determined that a cocktail is 3 ingredients or more, generally speaking. A mixed drink is usually 2 ingredients. So you got a rum and Coke, right? So that's 2 ingredients. But then when you get into a margarita, we got way more ingredients in a margarita. So that's when it becomes a cocktail. Again, this is one of those things like bartender and mixologists that people will debate about. And probably when they get drunk, they'll really debate about it. Because, you know, when people get drunk, they want to debate about stuff. Hey, DJ Diz, how you doing? So yeah, that would be the difference. Yes, Blue Majesty, we are educated because that's the whole purpose of this. You know, if you're going to be drinking, if you're going to be out at the bar, the club, wherever, or just sitting at your friend's house with your legs crossed, having a beverage, you want to be educated about what you're drinking, right? And all the terms and conditions and all of that stuff. So what if somebody orders a double? Because you hear that a lot in the movies, right? People always make it a double. A double is not really a double. Because remember, I told you if you order a drink, just neat, straight, that's usually 2 ounces, right? So you're thinking a double would be 4 ounces. It's not. In the bartender world, it's 2.5 ounces served over rocks, or it can be neat. So that's kind of a ripoff, right? But that is the standard measure. And a lot of times bartenders, they pour so fast that it's like sleight of hand. It's like being a magician. You don't know what they're pouring in there. But that's the standard measurement in the bartending world for a double. Now, I believe that some bartenders probably would give you a real double, or they might give you 3 ounces. It just depends. But the standardization is 2.5 served over rocks or neat. That was something I actually had a bartender tell me one time. So I've heard of this for like many, many years, but it was on the internet. So, if it's on the internet, it's got to be truth, right? Because if Googly say it, then it's the truth, right? So that's right. We is all smart. Y'all know I'm going to say it. We is smart. Ebony, get ready to type. We is smart. We is kind. We is impotent. Go ahead, Ebony. Say it. So yes, we is. Thank you, Blue Majesty. Yeah, thank you, Ebony. Every time I can count on you, and I love that about you. So what does it mean when somebody orders a tall? So I talked about the glasses. Remember, low ball. This would be a high ball or a tall Collins. Okay. I have it tonight because I'm going to be making a drink in it. So this is what we're talking about. So if you have somebody that says they want a tall, that means they want their drink in a taller glass. Now, you would think they get extra spirit because the glass is taller. They do not. This is another thing like the double. They still going to get the same amount of liquor. It's just going to be more ice and more mixer. So, but some people like a taller glass. Exactly. No relationship to Phil Collins. Exactly. Same amount of liquor, right? So Blue Majesty asks, is there a medium ball or a high-low medium ball? Not that I'm aware of. Usually high-low, then of course you have other types of glasses. And, maybe one day I'll do a show about all of the different glassware because you have brandy sifters, you have, the Glencairn glasses that are especially for whiskey. You have American Glencairn glasses. There's so much when it comes to glassware. You have champagne coupes, tulips. All of it is supposed to enhance the beverage that you're drinking. That's the purpose for the different glassware. So, yeah, there's a lot out there. And like I said, that could be a whole stream. And, I'll ask you guys kind of at the end if that's something you're really interested in knowing more about the glassware. I'm into all of this. So it's interesting to me, but I'm like, okay, are glasses really interesting to other people, or people just don't give a damn and they like, whatever. So anyway, so yes, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about our glasses. So again, if you get a tall, just know extra ice, extra other stuff, whatever the mixer or the cocktail is, but you're not getting any extra liquor in it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter with that. All right. So I'm going to put those over to the side because I will be drinking out of those later. This was something else that I kind of talked about. Last week, was olive juice, right? So I am talking about martinis now. So you hear people order a dirty martini. So those of you that drink martinis, you know what that means. It's basically olive brine that is added to the martini. And extra dirty is more olive brine. So it gives it kind of a cloudy look, but people like the flavor with their martinis. If you order a dry martini, martinis are vermouth and vodka or gin, because you can get a gin martini or a vodka martini. That means they want less vermouth, because the standard is a 50-50 ratio on those two items. The vermouth and the gin, or the vermouth and the vodka. So it's 50-50. But if they want it dry, they want less. If they say they want extra dry, and I was wondering how long it was going to take somebody to get on that whole dirty thing. And I see somebody did. I just kind of went on by that, but I was wondering. But anyway, if they say they want it extra dry, basically they just rinse the glass with the spirit, with the vermouth. And then, or they'll add just a bar spoonful of vermouth. And a bar spoon is a little bit smaller than like a regular teaspoon because it's really for stirring. I think I have one somewhere. But anyway, I'll show it to you later. But that's how much they're talking about. But usually they just rinse the glass with the vermouth. So it's just like kind of giving the essence or the flavor of it into the drink. So if they want it extra dry, that's what they mean. Another term that you hear is the word perfect. Perfect. I agree. I'm not a gin drinker either. Gin is why I drink brown. Okay. Just saying. You hear the word perfect. So they'll ask for a perfect. Perfect is usually applicable to martinis and Manhattans because they are an equal split of ingredients. So if they say they want a perfect martini or a perfect Manhattan, they want the ingredients to be split perfectly. Generally speaking, in a regular martini, they are. In a regular Manhattan, they are. But this is a way for them to let the bartender know that they want it to be a precise measurement, which if you go to the bar, generally it's going to be because most bars are trying to conserve the liquor. So they really don't want the bartenders just, free pouring, though a lot of bartenders can do it just by experience. They know kind of this is how much a jigger is. This is how much jigger and a half is because their experience, they've been doing it for so long, they can eyeball that. They can see that. I can practically do it, and I'm not a bartender. But I pretty much know just by a pour, okay, this is about a jigger. So if they say that, that's what they mean. They want the equal split. Another term that you hear, and you actually hear this in the restaurant world too, and this one was kind of fun for me because I did some digging on like, where did the term come from? And I really didn't come up with anything. It was like, nothing. The term 86th. So if something is 86th off the menu, that means the liquor has run out, is no longer on the menu. And of course, in a restaurant, it means they no longer have it on the menu. They've run out of whatever it is. And I was like, where does that term come from? And why is it the number 86? How did they choose 86? And I didn't find anything really definitive. There were like a lot of different stories, and a lot of it was like on Wikipedia also. So, and Wikipedia is basically put together by the peoples, right? So I was like, So I dug a little bit and took a couple of left turns, right turns, as I always do when I'm preparing for the show. And the most viable thing that I actually came up with was that the term originated from a bar that was on 86th Street, and that the employees that worked there just started using the term for something that they have run out of. That kind of makes sense to me. I don't know.
See, I heard something different.
I was going to say that, but I started off by saying there's lots of different, theories out there.
You probably heard of this one, talking about this started in soup kitchens during the Great Depression. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And it said that where a standard pot held 85 cups of soup.
Yes.
So the 86th person was out of luck.
Yes. I heard that too. There's just lots of theories on it. So I don't know. And I couldn't find anything like, usually I'll go with something if I see it over and over again as the most consistent theory. I don't know. I don't know why they use the term 86 because I have heard that about the pots and the soup and how they were serving it. So I don't know. But basically it means the liquor has run out or it needs to be cut from the menu because they no longer have all of the ingredients. So, yeah. Okay, Blue Majesties, you said your sinning didn't include gin, though? Because they do say gin will make you sin. Yeah, I had some bad experiences with gin in college. And again, it's the reason why I drink brown. Gin and vodka. I cannot do the clears. I can't. They do not set well with my system or my spirit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stick to the browns because that's what I can handle. And I mean, for the past 2 years, I've gotten into drinking wine more so. And once I found out which wines I could drink without any adverse effects, I'm good now. Like I understand myself so much better, right? If you've been here before, you know, either I'm going to be sleepy or amorous. And I never know which one, but it's a certain type of grape that I have discovered does that to me. It's not all of them. So, yeah. Okay, Mr. Go DJ said, I tend to sin just fine on my own. Can't blame you. I agreed. I need no help pushing me in the wrong direction. I am already running there full speed. I don't need any help. So, yeah. So we've been talking about the pour, using the jigger, the 3 fingers, all of that stuff. A free pour is basically no measurement when you're pouring. And again, as I said, a lot of bartenders and experienced one, they kind of know what 1 ounce looks like in a glass. They're going to come pretty close. But the jigger is usually the 1 ounce measurement. And you do see them sometimes using it. And they're so quick with it. Like, they're so used to making drinks and being quick with it, they will do it. They will usually not have a jigger fancy like this with the handle on it. This is pretty. They will usually just have the standard hourglass shaped jigger. And again, lots of debate about where the term jigger came from, but they say that it's named after someone. That's one of the rumors about it. But it is a measurement in the bartending world. So another thing I was talking about the olive juice, right? Because people use it sometimes, of course, in martinis, but they also use it as a back. So a back is something that you drink after you have your spirit. So you can drink whiskey and you can have a water back. You can have a pickle back. You can have a olive back. And normally your whiskey is like in a shot glass. And then you have in another glass, you're going to have your back. Now, this is not to be confused with a chaser, even though they use the terms interchangeably, but a chaser is normally going to be pop/soda for sake of, argument here, or juice. Those are usually going to be your chasers. So it's a little bit different. A quarterback. Hey, DK, how you doing? A quarterback. Hey, see, love, if you want a quarterback after your shot of whiskey, go ahead, do that. See, love, are we talking Lions? Is that we talking about a Lions quarterback? Is that I'm just asking, because I know you from the D. So yeah. So that is the difference between a back and a chaser. And as I said, they do use those terms interchangeably, but they really are 2 different things. I love a good pickleback on a whiskey. I've done it on the show here with Crazy Berrytown and London Michelle. We were here on the show. And Crazy Berrytown had never had a pickleback, and nor had London. And London loves pickles. So I was like, you're going to like this. But there's something about that saltiness and kind of the bitterness that the whiskey has, the combination of those 2 things, absolutely delicious. Now, I will never do an olive back because I do not like olives. I discussed this last stream, a little bit too salty for me. But if you like olives, you might like an olive back on your drink. Dirty Sue is a really, really good brand. And for the picklebacks, they have all of them. Like, you can just get some pickle juice out the jar if you want to, but you can also buy them ready-made. I know Mount Olive makes them, and they call them pickle shots. And they come in like a 6-pack in any grocery store. You can buy them. Just look in the pickle section. So if somebody goes into the bar and they are calling their liquor by name and their mixer, a specific brand, that's what they call because you're calling it by name. Those are usually your top shelves. So if you say you want Knob Creek, or if you want Four Roses, or, anything that you're calling by name, they call that your call brands or your call liquor. If you ask for the rail or the well, those are the things that come out of the gun. So, or they call it the rack. So underneath the bar, the bartender, there's the sink there, and he has like a gun that has different liquors in it. And he's shooting, the liquor into the glass to give you the cocktail. Those are usually cheaper brand liquors. So for instance, maybe they will have Jim Beam would be in the gun as the bourbon. But then when you're looking on the shelf, you're going to see Buffalo Trace, or you're going to see Whistle Pig, or some of the better bourbons or whiskeys. They're going to be on the shelf. They would never put that in the gun. Nolly, you said that's hangover time. What's hangover time? When we drink it from the rail? Which one is it? Look, we got something on the screen that I was wondering if you could take down for me. That. No, that. Yes. Thank you. Sorry. Oh, the rail drinks. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, the rail drinks. And this is the thing, it's not so much that it's bad stuff, but it's just not as good as what's up there on the shelf. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you're having a cocktail, it doesn't really matter if Jim Beam is mixed up in there, because the other ingredients in the cocktail are really overpowering what you're drinking anyway. You're not really going to taste that, hey, that's that, $600 bottle of Whistle Pig. You're just not. But if you're sipping, or if you're having a mixed drink where it's, you're drinking that Whistle Pig with, a little bit of water in it, or some pineapple juice or something like that, where you can really taste that, that's where you spend your money. That's spending your money smart. But just to get a cocktail and say, oh, well, I want to get it with, some type of fancy whiskey or something like that, or any other liquor that you drink, it's probably really a waste of money, because you're not going to really taste that. Now, Nala is bringing up a good point, though. If you have drank something that was lower cost and you had a bad experience, you did have a hangover, it made you sick, don't drink that, because you don't want to be sick. You don't want to be hungover. And if you know that already, don't do it. Now, Beam is not my favorite. Beam does have some products that I really, really like, though. But just basic Jim Beam, I would prefer to have Jack Daniels. If you give me a choice between two Tennessee whiskeys, that's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose the Jack every time. So a lot of times I will ask what's in the well. I will ask them, what do you have in the well? And they're happy to tell you. They'll tell you what they got. So again, terms and conditions for yourself. Know your limits, know your likes, know your dislikes. Do that. So what does it mean when you get a flame? Have you ever heard the term in the bar? I want a flame. They set it on fire. That's basically what it is. They will use that butane lighter like I had for the smoker. And they will set it on fire. Or they'll just have a regular lighter and they'll set it on fire. And it's like a real quick burn on alcohol like that. So it'll flame up. It looks all pretty and stuff. Like, think about when you go to a restaurant, and if you get like, what is that dish? Bananas Foster, where they set it on fire. And it's like all, flambéed up and all of that stuff. Or bruleed. That's another one, brulee. Same concept, but they will flame it. And like, they have all types of drinks. Like, again, I could have gone down a rabbit hole with just naming things that they have that are drinks that they set on fire. But you can get just about anything flamed. So that's something that you can do if you're just trying to go in a bar. And, oh, Lakita, you love Bananas Foster. Yeah, I love to brulee fruit. Like the butane torch I actually have used it to like brulee oranges and stuff like that. for dishes that I've made. So, I mean, it's fancy, it's easy, and it does give it a different flavor. And a lot of people just eat the brulee fruit just as a dessert. Like there are restaurants that actually serve that. So that's something that you can do. But it's basically they're just lighting it on fire. If you go and you ask for a float, we're not talking about the kind root beer and ice cream. We're not talking about that. But it is a slow pour into a glass that creates layers of visual. So, you know, sometimes how a drink will have layers to it. If they slowly pour it in or pour it over a bar spoon, it will create these layers. Now, it does depend on the ingredients. Last Halloween, I actually did it where I made a drink that looked like candy corn. So it had the white, the yellow, and the orange layers. It did not taste anything like candy corn. Thank you, God. But it looked like candy corn. And that is actually one of my favorite Halloween drinks. I'm actually going to do some different things this time. But I really like that drink. Really, really tasty. And you top it with whipped cream. It's very delicious. So, yeah. But if anybody's interested in the recipe, come Halloween time or anytime this month, whisper me, and I'm happy to give it to you. Another technique is called frosting. This, again, has to do with the glass. They rinse the glass with water and they freeze it. So your glass actually comes to you frosted. Now, you remember I talked about up earlier, up as a term. That is a chilled glass. A chilled glass is very different from a frosted glass. Chilled means just that. They set it in the refrigerator or the chiller, and it's just getting chilled. But a frosted glass is actually rinsing it with water and freezing it. And of course, it will keep the drink, colder, because you got to think about when you're handling a drink. And think about these glasses in particular that I'm using for example. When you put your hand on them, your hand is warming up whatever the liquid is inside. So if you have a cocktail and even though it has ice, your hand, the more you handle it, is going to make the ice melt faster. So of course, the ideal thing is as the ice is melting down or as you're drinking it, you want to hold your glass up here as opposed to holding it at the bottom. Think wine glasses. Wine glasses have stems on them for that reason. So if you're holding it by the stem, you're not being all bougie. You're really holding it properly because you are keeping your liquid from heating up. A lot of times people hold wine glasses like so, with the stem in between. They're warming up the liquid with their hand. So really holding it by the stem is the better way to drink it. So maybe I really do need to talk about this glassware. As I, go on that tangent, it just made me think about that. So anyway, that's what we got going on. So now let's get into some of these fun terms, right? That have to do with alcohol that maybe you all are aware of, maybe not. That was sort of like our educational portion. Part 1 was the educational portion. This is also educational, but this is all slang. Okay. So swill. If you're drinking swill, you're just drinking cheap shit. That's low quality alcoholic beverages. If you're drinking plonk, 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 that's cheap wine. I did not know that because, as I said, I just really got into drinking wine just recently. But I knew about swill, but I did not know about plonk. But yeah, that's cheap wine. This was another one. And I'm going to put some qualifiers on this before I share this. I had heard this term and I knew what it meant by context. I didn't really know what it meant until I did the Googling. But it's called Dutch courage. Thankfully, we have changed this to liquid courage because Dutch courage, and I'm gonna read you this definition, is really, that's derogatory. I'm just gonna say it, right? It's just derogatory. And I'm going to tell you why. It says it's slang for alcohol consumed to muster courage or overcome fear. The reason why I'm saying it's a derogatory term is because the English believed that the Dutch would not fight unless they were drunk. So it's a slur on them. So don't go out there using it. But if you hear it, I want you to know what it means. But now people say liquid courage because it's basically you're drinking, you're getting your courage up to do whatever it is, because they say the alcohol will make you brave, right? It's going to make you brave or make you tell the truth. Now, I just say, I don't know about, I feel like the truth is in there. It's not out there. It's in you. It's in there. It's just that the alcohol basically lowers your inhibitions. So you might be a little bit more apt to speak the truth. The filter just dissolves in that glass of whiskey. So keep that in mind. Don't go out there talking about people having Dutch courage. Because as I said, it's a slur. That's one of the ones we want to stay away from. Social lubricant. Perfect lead in. Hey, Cruz, how you doing? Basically, that's just alcohol's ability to ease social interactions, right? And reduce inhibitions. So, yeah, you're going to get some liquid courage because you had some social lubricant. John Barleycorn. Have y'all ever heard that? John Barleycorn? That is slang for whiskey. Now, of course, I knew that one because I'm a whiskey drinker. And I have been many places where people will say that. But John Barleycorn. And basically, that's just, kind of like a country name. And whiskey is made from barley and corn. Those are the things. Yes, I said lubricants. Lubrication, lubricant, whatever. Can we turn off the lights on Blue Majesty? She said that.
I'll just time her out. Don't worry.
Okay. You just time her out. Okay, that's fine. To the corner with you. That was good, though. Good timing on it. Oh, Nyla, you said you have a bar called that here? Really? Called John Barleycorn or Social Lubricant? Which one we talking about? Yeah. I might need a timeout command, right? To the corner. But I love your 8th grade mind, cosmic sister. I love that about you. Elbow bender. An elbow bender is a person who drinks a lot. They drink heavily because what are they doing? Bending that elbow. So an elbow bender is basically a person that drinks a whole bunch. Adam's ale. Adam's ale. Think about that one. Adam, right? We are talking about Adam as in Adam and Eve and, Lilith and all them people. Well, if you believe in Lilith. Hey, Vansdale, how you doing? The social lubricant, right? I like it. Adam's ale is water. Because, of course, Adam wasn't drinking anything, right? Because there was nothing for him to drink at that point. But Adam's ale is water. So, yeah, if you ask for that, most of the time a bartender is going to know exactly what you're talking about. So, if I say to you that bourbon is my favorite creature, it's my beloved or preferred drink. And it is, right? I have no idea where they came up with that. Like, why do they call it a creature? Because when I think creature, I think something unpleasant, right? I think monster, horror movie, boogeyman hiding in the closet, something that came out the lagoon. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, hey, Miss KV, that's what they call it. That is my preferred creature. So bourbon would be my preferred creature. Gin is not my preferred creature at all. So something that I am going to be drinking today, that I'm going to be using my cocktail, it's either called Kill Devil or Demon Rum. It's slang for rum, especially a spicy or a strong or a Caribbean rum. It's called Kill Devil. That's slang for it. I've heard that term before, and it just always, I was like, do you really want to drink something called Kill Devil or Demon Rum? I don't know. I mean, and I drink rum, but I'm not like, it's not my first choice. I don't know. What cruise you said I'm gonna be using my what and my what? What what cruise? What did I say when I said I was gonna be using my what and my what? What are you talking about? Or did I miss something?
You don't want to know.
Okay. All right. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Cruz was late, so she missed some of the other stuff. But anyway, red eye. If you ever heard, cock and tail. That's what we talking about. Okay, maybe later. Hold on. Red eye. So a red eye is beer and whiskey. That's what it means, a red eye. Because they think if you drink beer and whiskey together, your eyes will be red. So that's what they call it. A red eye. So yeah, that's the slang for it. This one I absolutely positively loved. And I had never heard this term before. And you all can tell me if you did, if you've ever heard this before. Strip and go naked. Wait, what? Strip and go naked. Strip and go naked is various spirits and fruit juices mixed together. When I was in college, we called it hunch punch. So I guess stripping, going naked, then we hunching. I guess that's what we doing. I mean, that was hunch punch when I was in college. It was a whole bunch of liquors and fruit punch or fruit juices all mixed up together, and we would drink it and be drunk. But they call it strip and go naked. I've never heard that term. Have you all ever heard that? Because I haven't. Yeah. Nala, you said jungle juice. Exactly. Same thing. But I never heard strip and go naked before. I've never heard that term before. So that one was a new one on me. And I actually found that several places on the internet. So I was like, okay, I guess it's a thing. Okay, so y'all saying nope, you never heard that one either? Well, if somebody says it, then you know they might be talking about stripping and going naked, like for real. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me that it would make you strip and go naked if you drink all of that. Okay, Sigma punch. Yeah, we used to just call it hunch punch. Because it would make you want to hunch, I guess, or punch. I hate to say it. You know, it's like when people get drunk. Y'all know it's all types of drunks, right? It's all type of drunk people. You had the people that just, I love you so much. You know what? You're my best friend. They just slurring and, you know, I love you. Did I tell you that I love you today? Did I tell you that? Then you have the people that are like brutally, harshly honest to the point that it just like kills a little bit of your soul every time they speak to you. You have those people. Then you have the people that want to strip off all their clothes and go naked and hunch. You have those people. Then you have the people that just stumble and fall the fuck out, right? Then you have people that just go to sleep. Then you have people that just get quiet. And then you have people that want to fight every motherfucker that crosses their path. Which one are you? Which one are you? Let's see if I said it ran around the next couple of hours. Okay, you a sleeper, right? Sleeper. I usually Cruz. Lord, now Cruz, I'ma just say this. I love you, but I'm gonna put you on blast for a minute here. And I ain't had nothing to drink, but I'm finna put you on blast for me. I have experienced Cruz with the, you know, I love y'all, right? You know, you know I love y'all. Y'all know y'all my friends, and I love y'all so much. I have had that experience with her. So, so yeah. Okay, so Ebony said, used to get a bit handsy before drifting off. Yeah. I'm probably a little combo. I have a tendency to get quieter because I feel like my filter has been removed. And the shit that I be thinking in my head that is on the whiteboard of my mind that I don't put out there to the public, some of it is very bad. Very, very bad in all caps. So I'm like, okay, I just better be quiet. Now, I'm with you on the like the handsy, you got to kind of catch me like in the sweet spot though, that I'm like, okay, I don't think I have a lot of inhibitions, but they probably would be a little bit lower. But I also have control issues. So I'm not ever really going to get drunk because I don't want to be out of control. I don't want to be that person that's like, I don't know what happened yesterday, or who the fuck is this in the bed next to me? I don't want to be that person. That's not me. Like, so I don't really do that. So yeah, but like I have a friend, hey Guzzle. I had a friend that he's a very quiet person, very introverted, very quiet person. But every time we would go and we would drink, he would sing Teddy Pendergrass every single time, right? So, and it would be so hilarious, right? That he would just bust out. Like, we would just all be talking, drinking, having a good time, ha-ha, kiki, kicking up our heels. And then you would hear him bust out singing Teddy Pendergrass. And it was usually Turn Off the Lights, right? Which Blue Majesty put in there. It was usually Turn Off the Lights. So one time, hey Solomons, one time he was singing, right? Every time he was singing Turn Off the Lights. And he kind of had a nice voice, right? He had like a nice tone and resonance to his voice. And just imagine we all laugh, and then all of a sudden you hear somebody, close the door. He would always sway, right? So one day we're drinking at a friend's house and he does it. And this is like, the 11th time he breaks out in the song. And so one of my other friends, who was a fighter when he got drunk, would say, man, shut the hell up. Don't you know some other song? Turn off the lights and light a candle. And we just all fell out laughing because we were like, okay, still Teddy Pendergrass. We still gonna hear Teddy Pendergrass. He was like, listen, that's what I sing when I get drunk. So yeah, it was always Teddy Pendergrass. So yeah, and we used to call him the teddy bear because that's what he did. And then he would be sober and he would just be not talking, hardly say anything. Hey, what's up? Hey. He was so quiet, so low key till he got drunk. Then he was a singer. So yeah. So what is an old man in slang? It's whiskey, damn it. So if somebody says they want an old man, they just want some whiskey. That's what they're saying. And I'm sure that comes from, of course, older people generally being associated with whiskey. That's what it is. So I drink a lot of old man. I don't want an old man, but I drink a lot of old man, right? That's what we're going to say. So last, did y'all know that the word Mickey, like slipping somebody a Mickey, right, is named after an actual person? His name was Mickey Finn. And he used to put poison in people's drinks so he could rob them when they came into his establishment. So next time you talk about slipping somebody a Mickey, is named after Mickey Finn. And I can tell you Mickey Finn is a very common name in Ireland. So I'm sure that the Irish are probably like, why did my parents name me that? Our last name is Finn and they named me Mickey. So yeah, but it's named after an actual person, Mickey Finn. So what do y'all think about the terms and the conditions? Did y'all hear some things that you had never heard before? Because, I mean, I definitely learned a thing or two in doing this. That's the reason why I love doing this show, though. I always learn something. And a lot of times it may be a term that I'm familiar with, but I don't really know where it came from or what precisely it means. So I absolutely love doing the show because I get a chance to learn things and I get a chance to share it with you. Okay, so Simon said you remember hearing that story a while. Yes, he was famous for doing this. He was very well known for doing this. And I'm thinking, if he was so well known for doing this, why do people keep going to his establishment? Because then I would be like, wait a minute, he's trying to poison my drink and rob me. But that's just me. But I don't know, maybe the word of mouth, the whole, people wasn't spreading the word like they were supposed to. So people were coming to his establishment. So I am going to make a drink or two. And I'm going to start off with, why wasn't he arrested? I'm going to start off with a simple one. And I'm going to talk about I talked about some terms. I'm going to read a few conditions. These are rules of the bar. These are actual rules that are posted in bars across the United States and elsewhere. So I got to put on my glasses for this. And then I'm going to make my first drink after this. We're going to get some ice. And while I'm doing this, again, for discussion, I want you all to think about what are your terms and conditions, because you should have some. Maybe you have some about drinking, again, relationships, life, how you conduct business. Terms and conditions aren't just something that should be like a legality or assigned to a certain area. There should be things about your own life that you have terms and conditions on. But listen to some of these rules of the bar. These are some of their conditions. Only 2 to a seat. Customers lying on the floor will not be served. So if you lay on the floor, you're not getting served. Talk of religion or politics is forbidden unless from the same faith or same political party. No checks. Charge plates, shows you how old this is, or Russian rubles accepted. In God we trust, all others pay cash. Beer drinkers must not stray too far from the bathroom. Spittoons are for spitting. Light beer drinkers make better lovers due to smaller beer bellies. Customers complaining loudly about cheap whiskey, diluted drinks, or padded bills must leave at once to save physical embarrassment by our bouncer. I love this one. Our credit manager is Helen Waite. Those wishing credit, go to Helen Waite. Her office is on the roof. Please take the elevator on outside of the building. Ladies must wear shoes and uncovered breastises. They just got a picture of some breasts. Must be kept off the bar. So, wear your shoes. You have your breasts out, but just don't have them, sitting on the bar, right? Bartenders are not licensed to dispense psychiatric services, but they will give private counseling to the opposite sex after hours. Car salesmen, lawyers, and politicians will not be served inside, but can have plastic doggy containers with straws for takeout. When dropping cigarette butts on the floor, be careful not to burn customers leaving on their hands and knees. None of these rules shall apply to the bartender, his relatives, or stockholders. How how's that for some conditions, right? Hey, Big Stove, how you doing? I know, why the men don't got to wear shoes? I don't know. I mean, they said ladies. I don't know. The men, I guess they can just come in here any old kind of way, and they can have their breasts out on the bar, I guess. But yeah, those are some rules of the bar. Somewhere, I'm kind of thinking this one might be overseas. I don't know. But again, I thought it was funny. All right. I got one more and then we're going to make a drink because it's time for us to drink something. Someone said it sounds like a juke joint. It says rules of the bar. That's what it says. Of course, a juke joint could be, that's a bar too. Rules of the bar. The keeper of the bar is always right. If you doubt this, you've had too much. The barkeeper deserves a drink for serving a person like you. Men drinking foreign beer must sit alone near an open window. Maybe they can have their shoes off over there, Nala. If you cannot find what you came for, she's probably working elsewhere. This sounds like a strip club to me. There will be free drinks for all tomorrow. No remarks allowed about the water content of the beer or the floating flies. They are full of vitamins. Help maintain our high standards and don't come here again. Do not drop cigarette ends on the floor as this burns our customers who leave on their hands and knees. You guys see the theme here with the whole cigarette butts on the floor and the hands and knees. I guess there's lots of people crawling out on their hands and knees. Yeah. Okay, so those are some terms. I gave you some terms. These are some of the conditions of some bars, and I have some more for you. But I want you all to think about your own terms and conditions because we'll get some ice, come back, we're going to make a drink. But y'all contemplate, okay? Think about your terms and conditions, and we're going to talk about that. So, yeah. You'll be back. Be back in a minute. And I'm going to be muddling some shit today, too. Just to let you know. All right. Let's do it.
You remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take a sip of you, baby, I'm swerving from left to right. Left to right. You remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take two more shots, you know I'm swerving from left to right. All night. Would you call me old-fashioned if I kiss you in the rain in Manhattan? Oh, I can't wait until my lips are on yours. I can't help the way that I'm feeling. The way you look tonight is so appealing. Hold up, I need to pace myself. You're the bullet to my heart, I swear. I swear. Only took one shot. Only took one shot. The only thing I'll promise is I'll give you all I've got. Oh, you remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take a sip of you, baby, I'm swerving from left to right. Left to right. You remind me of my favorite bourbon. Take two more shots, you know I'm swerving from left to right.
Yeah. Look, alright. Now pretty bourbon brown eyes, can I grab you off the shelf? You sweet but you strong, I gotta have you to myself. I'm trying to let you know that you're the only drink I'm trying to pour. Girl, it's Dunson, aka the slurring bourbon connoisseur. And look, I had a couple, so you know I'm telling the truth. I don't settle for kettle one, I don't settle for goose. First we had a couple rounds just to see how it go. Now it's time to tap that barrel, girl, let's see how it flow. You got that caramel dripping, now I'm sipping. They can't take you straight, but baby, I'm built different. It feels different. Listen, you keep getting ducks and loose. You far from the jungle juice, but you keep it 100 proof. I don't need no Coca-Cola or no Sprite for you. And yeah, you good on the rocks, might put that ice on you. You got that Jameson, that Johnny, or that Jack, and you can miss me. I need bourbon in my life, cause baby, you my favorite whiskey. Come on.
I don't want you holding back. Tell me everything, and I do mean everything, everything. It's time for last call. You know that this liquor been flowing faster than free fall. If we keep going, I might not be able to recall.
Bullet. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I was singing. Hey, y'all. So I saw some comments. I saw that Ebony said her terms and conditions, her T's and C's are going through major revisions. And they should, because certain times in your life, as you get older, as your situation changes, it should change, because we're growing up takes a lifetime. Okay, keep that in mind. Growing up takes a lifetime. Just because you hit a certain age does not mean that you are grown up. You're an adult legally, but growing up takes a lifetime. So you should always be changing and growing. So I was talking about my unusual mixer. And so I have some kombucha. Let me see. Let me turn it right. There we go. So this is Honeycrisp Apple. And this just seemed interesting to me because I've never seen a Honeycrisp apple flavor of kombucha. So I thought that I would give this a try. And you all know that I am taking care of my odds and ends on my bar. So this is Greenwood whiskey. Greenwood is a local product. It's local in that it is independently bottled here in Decatur, Georgia. But it is actually sourced from Indiana. And sourced is actually probably should have been on my terms and conditions, but sourced basically means they get the whiskey from someplace else, like basically a distiller that makes a whole bunch of different whiskeys, different mash bills, and then the company will get it and they will put it into their own bottles. It's very, very common in the liquor industry for them to do so. So this is Greenwood, and this is actually one of my favorites. This is 42% alcohol by volume, so it's 84 proof. Remember, if you double the alcohol by volume, that is your proof. But this is really, really tasty. It says on the back of it, Greenwood whiskey represents the celebration of the commitment to excellence that you strive for in your day-to-day life. The smooth taste is a reflection of what you can accomplish when we all work together towards a common goal. I read that because I like it. I like the whole collaboration. Let's celebrate together. That's what it says. So this is going to be really simple. This would be a mixed drink. So I am just going to take a couple of cubes of ice. Ice didn't want to come off there. It likes that. It likes the tongs. And I'm just going to pour it up. So I am going to use the jigger because we've been talking about the measurements. Ooh. Plastic cork on that. But again, that would be for economic reasons. It smells wonderful. Greenwood I've had several times. I really like it. And I am going to use the jigger. So I'm going to measure up 1 jigger full. Come on out. Come on. I don't know, this little handheld fancy thing. I didn't feel like I got a full jigger. There we go. I was trying to hold it to the side and all of that. I got enough for another drink though, or two, maybe. And then I'm just gonna pour my kombucha. I think. Woo. It's fizzing up to the top, so I don't want it to explode. I'm going to give it a minute to get some air. Because, again, this is fermented tea. So it does have a lot of carbonation in it. And I can see all of the bubbles here at the top. So I'm like, okay, if I open that, it's It's going to explode all over this, and we do not want that. I don't want to get kicked out. You know, this is my anniversary month here at Lock and Key Media. So I have been here for a whole year. Okay, is it ever gonna fizz down? I don't know. Hold on. Let me get ready just in case.
We've been together for a whole year?
A whole year. There we go. I hear it.
That thing been cracking for a minute.
I know it. So y'all hear that? Hear that fizz? Any fans of kombucha just on its own? I like it on its own. It has a different kind of flavor, but I do like it on its own. The kombucha gurgle, right? So cheers, y'all. It's good. I like it. So it's not like cider. It doesn't have, cider has a really strong apple flavor to it. It is not like cider. It definitely tastes more of the tea. I can taste more of the tea, which, as I said, living kombucha is fermented tea. So Guzzle is in here. Guzzle was in here. I think he's still in here. Guzzle, if you are, I remember when I brought the kombucha to your house and you were like, what is this voodoo that you're serving me? What type of witch doctor shit is this that you're serving me? But kombucha is supposed to be really good for your gut health. So I don't know. That's kind of interesting that you're drinking and we're talking about gut health. Anyway, cheers, y'all. This is good. I like it. So it kind of gives me the taste of like tea and whiskey. I definitely taste the apples for sure. This is called Harvest Farms Organic Honey Crisp Living Kombucha. I bought it in the grocery store. I think it was about $3 or $4. And it was where the fresh fruits were. And it says it's vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and it is considered to be a raw food. So, yeah. I mean, of course, people drink it on its own with nothing in it. And it says organic kombucha, spring water, organic cane sugar, black tea, and organic honey crisp apple juice. So that's it. So that was drink number one. And I kind of went with this because I wanted something that was sort of like had a fall sort of flavor. And since I talked about this as a different type of mixer last week, I wanted to definitely highlight it today. And when I saw it in the store, I was like, perfect. So have you all been thinking about your terms and conditions? What they are? Guzzle said it sounded like an African sex act. And what might that sex act consist of, Guzzle? Since you put that out there, right? It sounds like it could be some kind of ritual or something to me. It does have a name like that. Like, I don't know. Anyway, Guzzle, the whiteboard of your mind. He said, But what did you all come up with for terms and conditions? And I'm gonna read you some more from the bar. But I wanted to read you something that I did find on the internet again. So some of the things that they listed were honesty, communication, boundaries, trust, consent, self-care, time for each other, patience, acceptance, space, clarity of intentions. And one that I thought of is like character traits. And maybe this would be more like terms when we talk about terms, because I feel like conditions are more things that would be kind of like your life philosophy or the way that you want somebody to conduct themselves in your life. And I think about character traits falling into that because perhaps for you it's really important to have friends or be in a romantic relationship with people to have a good sense of humor. And I say that because that's something that's really important for me. I want to be around people that laugh, that make me laugh. Don't take themselves too seriously. Don't take me too seriously, because I have been known to talk a lot of shit. And most of the time I don't mean it. So, that would be something that'd be really important. So Nala said her terms are fuck around and find out. Those are very good, simplistic terms. So know that when you meet Nala, fuck around and find out if you want to. Totally up to you. Another thing that I say, okay, Miss Yvonne said, go where you're loved. I love that one, right? I know that's a big one. That's definitely a big one. Because I think sometimes, when we're dealing with, this can be friends, this can be relationships, but relationships in particular, like I always say, I don't want your crumbs, right? So if we're in a relationship with me, either I'm a priority for you or I'm not. I don't want the crumbs that you have left over after you gave the best of you to everybody else. And then I just get the little bit that's left. Or if you're dealing with several people and all you got are these few crumbs for me, you can keep that. I'll give you a broom and a dustpan and I'll sweep that shit up for you like Turbo. Okay? Because I don't want that. That's not me. If it's not a mutual thing where we're each other's priority, you can let me know that. I know honesty is a big thing for me also, because my thing is, you can tell me anything. You can talk to me about anything. But if I feel like you're lying to me, I got a big issue with that. And another thing, and this is kind of together for me, don't lie to me and then put me in a position to embarrass me. Like everybody know, but I don't know. And then I'm in this position and then you embarrass me. Oh, that's instant cutoff right there. Sorry. We ain't friends no mo if you do that to me. Because I feel like if we are friends and you care about me on any type of level, you would not do that to me. And I put that out there as one of my terms and conditions. Don't embarrass me. Because it's one thing if this is happening and you come to me and you talk to me about it, but then you're going to put me on Front Street in front of everybody. Nah, we ain't doing that. Nope. That's a hard ass no for me. And it is something that will make me, I'll give a person a talk, a chance, and I'll say, listen, look at Linda, look at Lucas. This is how I felt about that. You get one chance on that one. Other things, I have a little bit more leeway on. It just depends on what they are. Yes, like Turbo. I did say that. Yeah, you're right. You got to be a certain type of woman at a certain age to know about that, right? Yeah, I said sweep it up like Turbo. That's what I said. That's what I said. Hey, Crazy Very Town, how you doing? We were in here talking about picklebacks earlier. Crazy Very Town, we were talking about that. So yeah. So what are some of the things? I told y'all some of my things, but what are some of? Yep, pop locking with the broom. That's what I'll be doing as I sweep up them crumbs you try to give me, and tell you, here you go. I'll put them in a dustpan and a paper bag and be like, here you go. You can have that back. You can keep that because I don't want it. Bye-bye. 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 Yeah. So yeah, those are some of my terms and conditions. See, I don't even have to be drunk to tell you those. I don't even have to be tipsy to tell you those. I'll just tell you those like from the beginning. So let me read you all some more terms and conditions from the club, right? And then we're gonna make this last drink. This says club rules. So like earlier, Psalmist was saying it sounded like a speakeasy. She was talking about those rules that I read, but these say club rules. Love the first one. Don't start none, won't be none. So Nala, there you go. Fuck around and find out. Don't start none, won't be none. Tipping makes you sexy. Disfiguring the candles will result in death. I don't know what kind of club this is or what kind of candles they're speaking of. But it says disfiguring the candles will result in death. If you return empties to the bar, the staff will love you forever, because of course that helps them clean up. Waiving cash at the bar will not result in quicker service. Anyone carrying 2 or more drinks has right of way. If you are cut off, be happy we got you drunk in the first place. Yeah, I don't know, Psalmist. I don't know how we're disfiguring a candle. I don't know if people like have a pocket knife or something or a ink pen. Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah. So, and I love that if you're cut off, be happy we got you drunk in the first place. Right? Because they do have a legal responsibility. If they see you, drunk, if you're there, they have the legal responsibility to cut you off and tell you, nope, no more. And to call an Uber or a Lyft for you. This last one I loved. Yes, you can get great drinks when you tip well. It says, don't be shy. Send that 12th unanswered text. Signed tequila. I don't drink tequila, but 12 unanswered texts. Who does that? I want to list the names on my desk immediately. Who are these people that are sending 12 unanswered texts? I mean, I know we have all types of people that do things when they're drunk. And I know people send drunk texts and, the whole, hey, big head, what you doing and all of that. But 12? If I send you 2 and you don't answer, that's a wrap. One is enough. But okay, I'll send it to you. Wait a while, don't answer. Okay, I might send a second. That's it. I'm putting my phone away. It's like, but I'm not. Again, because I really do feel like the whiteboard of my mind just gets pushed forward. The filter is gone, and I might be saying some things that were probably better for my inside voice. The one inside my head. It's probably better for that than this one, the outside voice. So yeah, I keep that in mind. So I want to tell y'all about this rum that we're about to make. Because this is interesting. And I have to read this to you because I'm going to tell y'all, when I read this, I told y'all earlier I was standing on the corner of confuddled and perplexed. I was confuddled, perplexed, confused, and just all around messed up when I read this. So I'm going to read it to y'all so you can join me in confuddlement. This is the rum. Oh. Hit the glass. Sorry. This is the rum. So I want to show that. It's called Exodus. And I got this when I went to the SIP conference, the Women's Bourbon Conference in August. This was a sample that they gave us. They presented this to us. It was in our glass. And all of this stuff, it says blend of pot still, column still rum, distilled in Jamaica, blended in Kentucky. I was like, that's a lot. So just on the short, a pot still and a column still are both copper stills. They're just 2 different types of still. A pot still is just what it says. It's a copper still that they use for distillation. It looks like a big pot. A column still is the tall, skinny one. The column still makes more, distillate or more liquor faster. It usually has a lighter kind of flavor to it. A pot still, lower quantity, but usually the quality of it is a little bit heavier, a little bit more distinct. That's generally the difference. And different distilleries use, different methods. But let me read this to you all. Okay, you all listen to this as you know. So this is created by a company called Proof and Wood Ventures. And it says, the heart of the blend is a column still rum that was aged in Canada for about 3 years in ex-Canadian whiskey barrels. Proof and Wood owner found the barrels, decided to bring them to Canada, and put them in ex-American rye barrels. More rum, pot still rum, was then sourced in Jamaica. The pot still component of Exodus has both lighter and heavier elements. The lighter pot still rum is aged 2 and 3 years in Jamaica in ex-bourbon barrels, then 2 additional years in ex-rye barrels in Kentucky. The heavy pot still rum is aged 2 years in Kentucky in ex-rye barrels. Did y'all understand that? Because I read that and I was like, what in the entire hell are they talking about? And I feel like, I know a little something. I read that and I felt like I knew a lot of nothing. Because I was like, what? What? We got ex-Canadian whiskey barrels. We got rum. I was so confused. But this is 84 proof. I'm going to make a drink with it. A full bottle is about $30. And it's called Exodus. And we, y'all. Ooh, when I tell y'all that made my head hurt. It says the flavors are vanilla, caramel, butterscotch, and tobacco, with rich flavors of Jamaican rum featuring tropical fruits, ripe vegetables it said, and a bit of funk. Now, I'm hoping they mean, like the song Jamaica Funk. 84 proof, great as a sipper in your favorite cocktail or paired with a medium-bodied cigar. I'm going to taste it. I'm going to taste this. Because all of that, I got to know, right? We just got to know. Exactly, Miss Yvonne. When I read it, I just was like, I'm printing this out and I'm taking this on the stream and I'm going to read this to them. And yeah. So I am just tasting. So I definitely smell the vanilla and the caramel very strongly. It smells very good. So we'll see. It's very good. It's very smooth. So all of that gobbledygook, Jamaica, Kentucky, all in barrels. It's very smooth. Now it does have an afterburn, because I don't think they really call it a Kentucky hug with rum. But I can kind of feel like a little burn, kind of when it got about here though, sort of like at the notch of my throat. Not really here, but at the notch, I could kind of feel it. As it hit the clavicle, right? I guess. But it's pretty good. If you're a rum drinker, I think that you would like it. As I said, whiskey is always my first choice, but there are a lot of great drinks that are made with rum. And one of them is a mojito, which I really, really like. I like mojitos quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side and we're going to do this drink. So this is a Halloween drink that I am making. Let me get my recipe because I got to follow some instructions. Got some stuff I got to read. So the first thing is I am muddling mint and I will be muddling lime together. I don't know where Malik is tonight, but wherever he is, Malik, I'm muddling. Funklore, I'm muddling. London, I'm muddling. They my muddling crew. So since it's a Halloween drink, I thought let's make it look festive. And it's going to look really festive in a minute here. So I'm going to rim it. So I'm taking a little bit of simple syrup, taking it around the glass, and I am putting it in my purple Halloween sugar. Okay, so this is some sprinkles that you can use for cakes or cookies, and I just use the purple one. So I sprinkled it on the plate, and then I'm just going to twist it around. And that's how you can sugar or salt a rim. You can use lemon juice also. You can use water. But the simple syrup is nice. And this is just going to give it like a little extra flavor. Now, my glass is kind of fancy. I didn't have just a plain glass for my highball, but I had this one. But you can kind of see the sugar on the rim of it. So, yeah. So, I'm put that over to the side. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to muddle my lime and my mint leaves. And it says that I can do it in the glass. Of course, you could do it in the shaker if you like, but this drink is actually a build. So that means we are building it in the glass. So I cut up some limes. I'm going to put those in the bottom there. And then my mint leaves. Now it tells me to add, it says about 15 plus. That seems like a lot of mint, but it is a mojito. So the mint flavor is usually pretty strong. I'm going to add a couple more limes to it. And then I'm muddling this. So the muddling releases the juice from the lime or whatever fruit it is. And it will release the oil from the mint leaves. And there's no like really set time, but I can smell the mint really strong. So that lets me know that the juices have been released. The oil's been released from the leaves. And I can smell the lime as well. So I think I muddled that up pretty good. So the next thing it tells me to do is to add, and the recipe calls for white rum, but I'm using Exodus. When I get to my next step, you're going to see why it doesn't matter if I use white rum, but you would not want to use dark rum for this. But it tells me to add, let me see. What does it tell me to add? I'm trying to see 2 ounces of white rum. Okay, but before that, it does tell me to add some simple syrup. So it says 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And I do have a measuring cup. So if you wanted to use a measuring cup, you could. And I could do 1/2 ounce that way. This has teaspoons and ounces. And what else does it have on there? Some other stuff. But I can use that. So I'm going to use that to measure my 1/2 ounce. I could also do it in a jigger. I could just pour up like half in the jigger. So I'm going to pour that in the bottom. And then it tells me to add the white rum. But I got Exodus, which is kind of like brown rum. And it says 2 ounces. I guess that's the secret to this fancy thing with this handle on it. See, I'm not used to fancy stuff. And I also feel like I'm going to spill it trying to handle the handle.
Yeah, Lisa, that Christmas gift you were talking about?
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Don't do it.
Don't do it?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I
don't know. You might do better with it.
No,
you know?
I'm good. Mm-mm.
Okay. You said, okay.
No, I'm good.
Well, you know what? It's one of those things. You know how people have like pretty crystal and stuff? And like it looks really nice and it's sitting in like in their buffet and stuff. And then they're like, oh, we don't ever use that.
No. Mm-mm.
Now, I'm not a proponent of that because I'm like, why do you have something
why you got something you don't use?
Yeah, I'm not at all.
Meanwhile, I got a whole ass of vinyl on hanging on my wall, so I can't really talk.
But you do play music, so eventually, you know,
ain't none of them shit's gonna get played on the wall.
Okay. You see, that was supposed to stay on the whiteboard.
Yeah, I mean, I tried.
Say that out. No, I'm just kidding.
I tried. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, that's he's being very honest in this moment, and I get it. I totally get it. All right, then it says that I am going to empty 1 capsule of charcoal. This is the secret ingredient.
Did somebody say charcoal?
Charcoal. This is activated charcoal. Let me see. Let me turn around.
Turn it a little bit more. Other way. There you go.
There we go. Okay. Charcoal activated capsules. So let me tell you a little bit about charcoal. People do take this daily. Some people take it daily. It is great. Some people say for diarrhea. That's one of the things. It is supposed to help to purify the liver. It is also supposed to help with clearing the digestive tract. So it is supposed to have a lot of benefits. But this is charcoal that you can actually ingest. This is not the same charcoal that people grill with. Okay? So we're not talking about the same thing. So don't listen. Don't doggone go out there trying to get some charcoal briquettes and think that you're going to make this happen. You're not. You don't want to eat any charcoal briquettes.
No lump charcoal or anything?
No lump charcoal. You want to make sure. I bought this at the health food store. This is charcoal activated. It's also supposed to be really good for hangovers. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, I've heard people say it. But I am going to take one capsule.
Cruise. No Kingsford. No.
No Kingsford. No, none of that. I'm going to take one capsule and I'm going to put it inside this drink because we're going to turn this into a black mojito. This is what makes it a Halloween drink. So I'm making sure I'm reading my instructions. And also try not to get this on my hands. No, because I did try this at home because I was like, let me try this out before I do this on the stream. So, and it said that one capsule was enough. So I'm looking for my bar spoon that I don't see. That I thought was over here. Okay.
Oh, it's washed.
Oh, okay. Needed that. But that's okay. All right. So I poured the charcoal in there. And then it says for me to top it with sparkling water. And do you all see that beautiful layering that is occurring? And we talked about that. You can see it there at the bottom. And then I poured the sparkling water. Ebony says a whole lot of. So this is a black mojito. All right. So basically I muddled the lime and the mint leaves. The simple syrup I put in, you could also use maple syrup. The recipe says that as well. You put in one capsule of the charcoal. Again, make sure you get health food grade charcoal that you can ingest. It was over ice. Or was it? Did I put ice in it? Maybe I didn't. Okay. I probably should have done that first, but I didn't. I'm going to add a couple of cubes. Well, I'm going to add one cube since I filled it to the top. I think if I can get a cube, there we go. And then it says for our garnish, we want to have a lime wheel and a little bit of mint. And there it is. Come on, mint. There it is. Okay. So we're going to see what it tastes like. But this will be our finished product. We got our little purple sugar around the rim of it. You could also do orange, I guess, if you wanted to have, a little bit more of a Halloween type look. But, generally purple and orange are like Halloween colors. But maybe the orange would have showed up a little bit differently with the black. And, of course, you could always do a sugar rim on your lime also if you wanted to, putting simple syrup on it, rolling it around in the sugar, and then a mint spread. All right. So this is what it looks like. So I feel like what it's going to taste like is just a regular mojito because it's all the ingredients of a regular mojito. All it has is just the charcoal added. So I gave it a stir. And I told you I was going to show you our bar spoon. And this is a bar spoon. This is what a bar spoon looks like. So I told you it was a little less than a teaspoon. You see it's like broader. So that's what a bar spoon looks like. So let's see what it tastes like.
Yes, Malik, you missed it.
Malik, I was muddling. You missed the muddling. I muddled some mint and some lime. That's the sugar. That's me licking off the sugar. It tastes like a mojito. I like mojitos. Tastes like a mojito to me. I would say this. It tells you to add sparkling water. I'm pretty sure maybe that's because you're putting that charcoal in there. So maybe I muddled the lime, but maybe a little bit more lime juice to make it taste a little bit more like a mojito. That's what I would say. But on a scale from 1 to 5, I think I would give this about a 4. The only reason why I think I would like a little bit more lime taste in it. And of course, I do have some lime.
And the charcoal really just there for...
It's for coloring.
Yeah.
It's all aesthetics. The charcoal does not add any flavor whatsoever to it at all. It doesn't have any flavor at all. It's for aesthetics. This is basically to keep you from having to put dye in there because, you know, you have drinks where they have food coloring, or if you want a blue drink, you can put things like Curacao in there, or grenadine if you want it to be red. There are different liquors that you can add, but I guess they don't really have any black liquor, so to speak. But this is the way that you can make your drink turn a different color without putting black food coloring in it. So the charcoal doesn't add any flavor, doesn't hurt you, all of that. Yeah, and it would be something that would help in terms of digestion, your system, you know, and if you drink a bunch of them, I guess you're hangover. Yeah.
So you will get drunk and get over your hangover real quick.
Right.
At the same time.
At the same time. At the same time. I do taste the rum. As I said, the rum to me has a very strong vanilla type flavor to it, and I can really taste this. Now, white rum is going to have a different flavor. And I told you the recipe does call for white rum, but I wanted to use this Exodus. First of all, this is what was on my shelf. I didn't have any white rum on my shelf. I had this, and I had a very dark rum, and I didn't want to do the dark rum. But do know that white rums and dark rums taste different. They have a very different flavor profile. So if you are a fan of the white rums or the clears, if you're a gin drinker, vodka drinker, tequila, you probably would do better with a white rum. But I did enjoy trying this one because, as I said, this is a different product, something new. When I read all that gobbledygook they wrote about it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use this. This is what it is. Now, if you use dark rum and you put the charcoal in it, I'm imagining it would still turn black because the charcoal is pretty potent, as you can see. When I poured it in there, you could see it. Also, they said that if you wanted a dramatic effect to this, you could add some dry ice to it. I don't mess around with dry ice. That's just me. Hey, Funklore, how you doing? Funklore, man, you missed the muddling too. You and Malik come in here after the muddling is done. So, but anyway, yeah, they said you could add dry ice if you wanted to have a dramatic effect. And I think that would be really cool.
They'll look really good.
Yeah, because then you would have just kind of like that whole fog effect coming off of it.
Just make sure you don't handle it with your bare hands.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to touch dry ice ever with your bare hands, you know, but I just was like, not today. Not today. I don't really want to do that. So yes, but this is the Black Mojito. So the recipe, if you're interested in it, is going through Stream Elements. You can check out the site. They had some other Halloween drinks, but this was one of the ones. And yeah, I would make some slight tweaks to it. I think mainly a little bit more lime juice for me, but I do like it. Give it a 4. My other drink, my kombucha and my whiskey, I like that. Kind of a different flavor because of the tea. The kombucha gives it a different kind of flavor. I liked it as well. I think, let me see. What would I give it? Hold on. I think I might get at a 5. Because I like that one. It has a very fresh taste. So, really, really like that. So, yeah. So my folks, they missed the muddling, missed all of that. Sorry, y'all. Let me get back to my paper. But I gotta be here. Muddling occurs early in the evening sometimes. So I want to tell you all, thank you, first of all, for being here always. Never, ever take your presence for granted. And I sincerely mean that. I also want to remind you still about helping out our fam. Hey, we got a first time chatters. Is it? I don't want to mess it up. Shacknanigans? Shacknanigans. If that's it, tell me if I'm right or wrong, but that's really a cool name. But welcome in. Okay. Love your bourbon, love your whiskeys. You're in the right place then. Even though I'm doing rum today, but I did do whiskey. I did Greenwood. Did talk about Greenwood. Okay. That was my whiskey today and the Exodus rum. So let me show those as my review for what I talked about. Greenwood whiskey, local product here in Decatur, Georgia. And Exodus, which comes from Kentucky and Jamaica and Canada and a whole bunch of places, obviously. Right? Like that was a lot. That's a lot. But anyway, that's it. That's what I reviewed today. But again, I'm trying to do my odds and ends off my bars. So this will be taken care of very, very soon, this Greenwood. So let me put that to the side. But again, I want to say thank you to you all. I want to remind you all about Beats for a Cure, ! Donate. Hey, London, thank you for 27 months and happy to see you. Sorry, I was putting all that together and happy to see you. But thank you for your resub. Also remind you about Molly Party, who is part of our Twitch fam. She was severely affected by the hurricane. So please, you can Cash App her direct, or it's going through Stream Elements. You can donate and find out more information about resources in the website that's listed there. But ! Donate is my direct link for Beats for a Cure. My time will be on the 30th of October, 11 to 1. That is 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Make sure I say that. I will be here. And as I said, it'll be a Halloween show / pink, brown, frisky, all of that kind of rolled into one.
Y'all pray for me, please.
I'm already, staking out claim on the guest room because at the end of that, I don't think that I'm going to be wanting to drive home. But anyway, that is going to happen. And I'm really excited about it. And y'all, I found a pink bra. So get ready. Y'all know how I like decorating the bras and getting all, fancy with them and stuff like that. So, yeah. Hey, I did good today. I did really good today. I only got the lights turned off on me, once?
And the thing is, the only time I turned the lights off on you before was at your request.
Right, I did say it. I said, get ready to turn them off on me.
Because I wasn't going to turn them off on the finger thing.
Oh, you weren't?
No, because I heard that before.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, he is smart. He is kind. He is important.
You're so stupid.
I said it. But I will be back next week on the 17th. So I want to leave you all with something, and then I want to do something. I want to say something. So I talked about terms. I was talking a lot about terms and conditions. And again, hopefully you have some terms and conditions for your life. And I shared a few of mine. And one of the things that is very, very well-known term in whiskey is there are fractions during the distillation process. So there are several fractions, but the main 3 fractions are called heads, hearts, and tails. So heads are kind of what you start off with. It's like your basic ingredients, kind of the basic things. And I'm simplifying this. It's a lot more complex. And then the hearts are like the best part of the whiskey. That's the best part of the whiskey. And then the tails are what you don't want. Those are the negative things. Those are the things that you really do not want in your drinks, in your beverages. Now, when I first got into being a whiskey steward and really, studying about this concept fascinated me because I felt like it was so applicable to life. Kind of heads are where you start and often where you think you're going, and then you get to the heart, which is the best part of it. And then you have the tails, and those are the things that you don't want, and the things that you need to eliminate or work on or improve upon. It might even be people that you need to eliminate from your life. So I really just like that whole concept of living with heads, hearts, and tails. So this month, this is my 1-year anniversary here in the studio with K-Lock. And this is definitely a moment of hearts because Locke and I met about 2 years ago, and I've been here for a year doing my show, and this has elevated my show. I was doing my show from my house with my janky internet and my green screen and, all of that, and it was a lot of fun, but this has become such a great part of my week, and I look forward to coming here. I look forward to doing this show. I mean, I have an executive producer, y'all. Does that not sound fancy? That's about as fancy as this jigger with the handle on it, right? And, there are occasions in life that are above words. They defy words. And what I feel about being here and doing this show is an occasion that is above words. So I thought about what did I want to say and what did I want to do and all of this stuff, but I just want to keep it with 5 words. So Locke, I want you to come out here because I got a present.
Oh boy.
Because it's our anniversary. And so my words to you are, thank you.
Thank you.
And I love you.
I love you too.
And this is for you. And you got to show the people what it is. So I'm going to step to the side so he can show the people what it is. And then he got to have a drink with me. And that's why I got a ginger beer.
Thank you.
So, see, Cruz? See? We got it.
Thank you. My favorite.
So y'all know
I'm a literal teetotaler, but I love tea. I do love tea. So thank you for this. I'm already afraid. I'm already afraid.
Don't be afraid. I was good.
Oh, wow.
You gotta show the people.
Wow.
And there's a little bit of me in the inside, and when you look in the inside and see it, you'll say why I say it's a little bit of me. Cruz is like, show him. That's a little bit of me.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. I wanted you to have something that you could keep and that you could drink out of it, your tea, and you would be like, I remember that Lisa gave me this for
I wouldn't. I won't forget this one at all. Wow.
So, yes.
I got my own mug. Wow. This is so dope. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Lisa. Wow. Wow.
Lakita said merch.
Right.
merch time coming. So,
Man, this is so dope.
so you gotta have a drink. There's your ginger beer,
Thank you.
and I'm gonna get my drink. And
You have your seats.
Okay, I'll have my seat, and I'll put your stuff over there. And we are gonna say cheers to this year, and for whatever's
And
next.
for whatever's next. Salute.
So cheers, y'all. Whew, that's good.
This is good.
So see, Cruz, cock and bull.
This
Look,
is
I
good.
am.
Fine.
That's right.
And they actually do have a sugar-free version as well.
Yes.
That is actually not bad.
It doesn't have an aftertaste?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. It does not have
He
an
said it. He said it. He said it doesn't have an aftertaste to it. So there you go. And y'all see I got on my smart shirt today with all my whiskey nerd shirt with all my terms and stuff. It's I call it my smart shirt. Like it look, because I know what all these words mean and everything. So I'm like,
I will hope so.
yeah, that would be important. that would, don't say it, Cruz. Don't say it. She said she's not gonna say it. Thank you. And he said it, Cruz. That's what he whispered in my ear. So, but I really want to say thank you to you all, because you all are why I'm here. You're why I come back and do the show, because you support me, you support the stream. I appreciate you being here for the shenanigans, for the information, for the not being able to work the smoker correctly, for me getting the lights turned off on me. I think my record is about like, well, what'd you say my record was? Like about 3 minutes in, something like that.
It was less than 2.
It was less than 2 minutes in, and probably I had one show that I made it throughout the whole show without getting the lights turned off on me. So, but I want to say thank you all for being here. It really means a lot to me. I really cannot say any words that would cover it. And I hope in your life that you have some great moments, some good moments, some wonderful moments that are above words. Because we have a lot of moments in life, and some of them are above words in a negative way. But I hope you have a lot of them, more of them that are above words in the best possible way. And this was one for me, and you all being here for me is one. So we're going to take a look at Beats for a Cure. Let me see. The total is ! Donate. All bits and subs will go to Beats for a Cure. That will be donated. When Twitch does my payout, I will pay out to Beats for a Cure. So what's the current total? I'll take a look. And remember, it doesn't matter where you donate, but if you donate to me, y'all get put in a raffle to win something off the beatsforacure.org merch store. You know, merch. Y'all will get that. Okay, so look, y'all. Overall, $2,862 of 50,000. That's not my total, y'all. That's the overall total. $2,862 of the 50,000 that we are pledging to raise has been raised. So that's pretty damn good. Okay. Just want to say that over the course of Beats for a Cure, they have raised $175K, over $175K. So if we make this goal of $50,000, we will have raised $250,000. That is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So I have raised $320 of my $1,000. Yay! So I will not be dead fucking last, I hope. So thank you so much. I appreciate the donations considerably. It means a lot. It means a lot to me on a personal level, but on a grand scale, this is for breast cancer research. This is to help, y'all. I mean, everybody knows somebody either personally, someone who's been affected. Is definitely a ripple effect. So please, please give. It doesn't matter how much, doesn't matter how little you have, how much you have, just give, because it all counts and it all matters. So I want to say thank you all so much for being here. We are going to get out of here and we are going to go and see Vader Mix, because I don't get a chance to raid Vader too much. It's hard sometimes to figure out where to go. But Vader and Brax are the reasons why there's a brown whiskey woman. So I always try to give them ode. Also, please make sure you're following Lock and Key Media. He is on tomorrow. Saturday. Sunday. Monday. All the days, y'all, he is on. But make sure that you're following him, supporting him. He's doing some big things, so please make sure that you're supporting. And I will see y'all next Thursday. We're getting close to Halloween, y'all. So I'm gonna have Halloween drinks the whole month. We're gonna be drinking it up and kicking our heels, and then y'all see me all dressed up. And I'm having my pink bra, and it's gonna be all glittered up.
Oh boy. Ah, jeez.
So y'all get ready for that.
That's this. Oh boy.
Now remember, y'all, when I wear this pink bra, y'all know I don't do nothing to, have my stream canceled. Now I'm trying to stay on the good side of Twitch. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, we are gonna do that. So thank y'all so much, and have a great weekend, a great rest of the week, great next week to see you next Thursday and ask you what's macking, what's crack-a-lacking, how you macking, what's crack-a-lacking, how you macking, all of that. And drink some whiskey in the meantime, okay? Because I am. So I will see y'all. LaWanda. You see that? You see what LaWanda said?
LaWanda, woman. Jeez.
That would be something.
Man.
How about I dress up like him, he dress up like me? Now that would be funny.
There'll be a Halloween outfit.
Yep. We just dress up like each other.
Yeah. You come in here with a baseball cap and some baseball cap over your eyes and stuff. That is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And a shirt just says, it had to say something on it. What does Mara's shirt say?
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Yeah. That's what I.
That is hilarious. All right, y'all. Love y'all.
Bye, y'all.